Have you ever found yourself just, staring at a complex project?
Yeah.
Or maybe even just your daily to-do list
Oh, absolutely.
and felt that familiar drag, that low motivation feeling?
Definitely. We've all been there.
We have. And we often just wish for more willpower,
Right.
right? But what if motivation wasn't just about, grit? What if it could be intentionally built, almost engineered?
It's a fascinating thought, isn't it? Moving beyond just hoping for motivation.
Yeah.
And instead actually designing systems that kind of intrinsically generate it within us.
And that's exactly what we're diving into today. This really interesting concept, dopamine-driven motivational system design. We're aiming to understand how we can tap into the brain's own reward system, to build powerful, self-sustaining motivation.
Right.
Our guide for this is quite a technical but really insightful paper. It's called Dopamine-Driven Motivational System Design, written by Mehta.
It really lays out a kind of blueprint.
It does. A blueprint for constructing systems that naturally boost motivation. So, okay, let's unpack this thing. Let's look at it like, I don't know, an engineering schematic.
Sounds good.
We'll identify the core mechanisms, the design principles, everything that can help you understand and maybe even apply these ideas to your own life or your work.
Okay. So the paper kicks things off with this foundational concept. It calls it a boost motivation task script.
Okay.
And it describes that as basically a protocol designed specifically to activate dopamine. And it's embedded in what it calls a lightweight behavioral OS.
A lightweight behavioral OS.
Yeah, think of it like an operating system, but for your behavior.
Right.
Structured and programmed to trigger those dopamine hits that fuel motivation.
An operating system for your behavior. I
Yeah.
really like that framing. And it's not just one big thing, right? It's built on four distinct drivers.
Exactly. 4 core motivational system drivers. They're interconnected. The first one is InitializeJournal. Its main goal is boosting dopamine through what the paper calls Goal Salience and Self-Tracking.
Goal Salience, Self-Tracking.
Yeah. And this creates what's termed a self-awareness loop. So it's really about clearly defining your objectives, what you want to achieve, and then consistently tracking your progress towards them.
So just writing it down, seeing it.
Pretty much. That clarity, seeing the forward movement, it reduces the mental effort, gives your brain a clear target. And actually, the simple act of just noting down your progress, that itself can trigger a little dopamine hit.
Like a reward signal.
Exactly. Signaling you're on the right path.
Okay, so that's clarity. Then what?
Well, moving from clarity to, let's say, engagement, we get the second driver, GamifyTasks.
Gamification. Always interesting.
It is. This one leverages variable reward and mastery as its dopamine mechanisms.
Variable reward and mastery.
And together, they form a micro-rewarding system.
Micro-reward.
Yeah. It's more than just points or badges, though. It's about breaking down bigger tasks into smaller, achievable steps.
Little wins.
Exactly. And associating completion with a reward that isn't always predictable, that variability is key. Think about how a game might surprise you with a bonus.
Yeah, keeps you guessing.
Right. That unpredictability keeps you coming back, kind of hooked on the possibility of the next little win.
Okay, here's where it gets really interesting for a lot of people, I think. What exactly does gamify mean here? Beyond, a leaderboard or something simple. How does it actually work to spark motivation?
Well, it's about creating this continuous loop. Positive reinforcement.
Okay.
So you complete a microtask, you get that immediate hit, that small win feeling.
Right. Instant gratification.
Kind of.
Yeah.
And the variable reward part ensures it doesn't get boring. It keeps your brain engaged, seeking the next, maybe unexpected reward. It's a bit like, a slot machine, or even just getting an unexpected, helpful comment from someone you work with.
Okay. So it's that little dopamine spike.
Precisely. And this constant feedback combined with the sense of getting better, that feeling of mastery, it becomes, addictive in a good way.
That makes a lot of sense. So journaling, gamifying. What's number 3?
Number 3 is FosterCollaboration. This one uses social feedback and novelty as its dopamine triggers.
Social feedback and novelty. Interesting combo.
It is. And this drives what the paper calls a co-resonant loop.
Co-resonant loop.
Yeah. It really highlights how getting feedback from others, that external validation.
Recognition.
Exactly. And also the fresh perspectives you get from collaborating,
Yeah.
how much that can amplify your motivation.
Yeah, working with others can definitely change the energy.
Totally. When you share what you're doing, get supportive feedback, it taps right into our built-in social reward systems.
Makes sense.
Plus the novelty factor, new ideas, different people, that keeps your brain stimulated, it prevents that staleness that can really kill motivation.
Yeah, keeps things fresh.
Oh.
Okay, and the last one.
And finally, we have Reflect Weekly. This driver uses meaning-making and closure.
Meaning-making and closure.
Yeah, to integrate what it calls growth feedback. And what's really fascinating here, I think, is how this isn't just about doing the tasks.
It's about the why.
Exactly. It's about understanding why you're doing it, reviewing your progress, acknowledging what you finish, connecting your actions back to a bigger purpose. That deep reflection gives you a real sense of closure, and it reinforces the meaning behind it all, which is, a super powerful intrinsic motivator.
So, InitializeJournal, GamifyTasks, FosterCollaboration, Reflect Weekly, those are the 4 drivers. Powerful stuff. But how do they actually fit together, like in a system?
Good question. The source talks about a pipe structure. It calls it the motivation engine.
Motivation edges, I like it.
Yeah, it's like an assembly line,
Right.
basically. An assembly line for motivation where each stage does something specific.
Okay, so it takes inputs.
Exactly. This motivation engine takes specific inputs, things like your personal goals, maybe the collaboration tools you use, your actual daily tasks.
The raw materials.
Sort of. And it processes these through its different stages. And what comes out the other side is, ideally, a fully functioning, dopamine-driven motivational system that's tailored for you.
Okay, and these stages inside the engine, they have specific roles.
Yes.
And modes.
Yes, exactly. So the InitializeJournal step, that takes on the reflector role. And it typically runs in a sequential mode, sets the foundation first.
Step 1.
Right. Then GamifyTasks acts as the game designer, also sequential, building on that foundation.
Step 2.
But then FosterCollaboration, that's the co-creator. And that often works in parallel mode.
So it can happen at the same time as other things.
Yeah, implying it can run alongside other activities, sort of amplifying your efforts as you go.
Okay, and the last one.
Reflect Weekly. That serves as the analyst, and it runs in a scheduled mode, usually, at the end of a cycle, like end of the week.
Got it. Sequential, parallel, scheduled.
Right. And if you connect this back to the bigger picture, these different modes really show how adaptive this system is meant to be. It can handle different kinds of activities, different flows of interaction.
Makes sense.
And the whole engine, the paper is clear, is designed with a core reward model, dopamine loop, and context binding, self plus social. Meaning it's wired for both your internal drive and the influence of those external social motivators we talked about.
Okay, that clarifies the whole structure beautifully. Now let's dig into the actual building blocks. The source mentions these kick-laying concepts.
Yeah, kick-laying seems to be their term for the core components, and at the heart of it is the motivation task.
Okay.
And it's not just a regular to-do item, it's defined with specific attributes. A clear goal, yes, but also broken down into subtasks, a channel for feedback, and crucially, a specific dopamine trigger.
The trigger. That seems key.
It really is. That's the point where the system is intentionally designed to spark that feeling of reward. That's the magic, so to speak.
So what kind of triggers are we talking about?
Well, the paper highlights several specific types. These are the granular moments where the system tries to give you that motivational nudge.
Like what?
For instance, a small win. That could just be checking an item off your list, or finishing a tricky email.
Okay, simple enough.
Then there's social feedback. Maybe a compliment from a colleague or a positive comment on something you shared.
Right, the collaboration part again?
Exactly. Novelty is another one. That could be learning a new shortcut in software or just trying a different approach to solve a problem. Anything new and stimulating.
Keeps things interesting.
Then mastery. That's the satisfaction you get when you finally grasp a complex idea or you successfully pull off a new skill.
That feeling of competence.
Right. And lastly, reflection. That sense of accomplishment when you look back at your week's progress and see how far you've actually come.
So each of those is like a little injection point for dopamine.
That's the idea. Engineered points to activate that reward pathway.
And for the practical side, like the journaling and reflection parts, InitializeJournal and Reflect Weekly. The paper mentions specific tools.
It does. It suggests common journal platform types, things like Notion, Google Docs, Obsidian.
Tools many people already use.
Exactly. And they aren't just like notepads. They provide the needed structure. They have features like customizable sections for goals, ways to set frequency for tracking, and collaborator access for that social feedback.
So they become the actual scaffolding for building these loops.
Precisely. The scaffolding for the self-awareness and the growth feedback cycles.
Okay, so that's the system now. But the source also looks ahead, teases some next evolutions.
It does, and some of these are really intriguing, pushing the boundaries of how adaptive this could be.
Like what?
Well, imagine a neurosync layer.
Neurosync sounds futuristic.
It kind of is. The idea is linking maybe your mood or your focus signals, perhaps from biofeedback, directly to task adjustments.
Whoa. So the system could sense how you're feeling.
Potentially. And then maybe it optimizes tasks based on that, like simplifies things if you're feeling overwhelmed or suggests taking a break if it detects your focus is dropping.
That's wow. A truly real-time responsive system.
It's a fascinating vision. And how about dynamic role agents?
Role agent?
Yeah, the idea of auto-invite agents could be AI, could be human that gets summoned based on your reflection.
How would that work?
For example, if your self-reflection shows you're feeling really demotivated,
Yeah.
the system could automatically invite a coach role, maybe an AI coach, or even alert a human mentor to jump in and offer support.
That really shows how supportive and adaptive they envision this becoming.
Absolutely. And then tying it all together visually, there's the vision for a DOPA dashboard. React.
Oh, dashboard.
Yeah, a real-time visual display. It would map your dopamine triggers, your journal entries, your reward patterns, all in one place.
You could actually see your motivation system at work.
Exactly. Not just data, but an intuitive visualization of your whole motivational flow, helping you understand what really drives you and where you might need to tweak things.
Okay, so we've unpacked the blueprint, we've seen the engine, peered into the future, but let's bring it back. What does all this actually mean for you, the listener? For your daily grind, your goals?
Right. The payoff, the power of this kind of dopamine-driven system, as the source lays it out, it's actually pretty transformative. It offers some really significant benefits.
Okay, like what?
Well, first, visible progress. Big one. Instead of feeling like you're spinning your wheels.
Which is so demotivating.
Totally. Instead, you actively see your achievements through points, maybe milestones, tracked tasks. This constant visual feedback fuels your brain with those dopamine hits, making progress itself feel rewarding.
Progress becomes the reward. I like that.
Then, beyond just your own wins, you get a real sense of social belonging.
Through the collaboration aspects.
Exactly. Through that co-creation, the feedback loops. You're not just working in isolation. You feel connected, validated, part of something shared. And that's intrinsically motivating for us as, social creatures.
Definitely. Okay, visible progress, social belonging. What else?
And maybe most importantly, sustained motivation.
Ah, the holy grail.
Kind of. It's not designed for just a one-time boost, but an ongoing dynamic cycle. Those reflection loops, the novelty, they keep it going.
So you're constantly learning, adapting.
Right. Finding new ways to stay engaged, making sure your drive doesn't just, fizzle out after a week. It helps you move beyond the limitations of just relying on willpower.
So this whole deep dive into dopamine-driven motivational system design, it really gives us a structured, almost programmatic way to think about motivation, doesn't it?
It does.
It shifts the focus from just trying harder to consciously building a system that actually works with your brain's natural reward wiring.
Yeah, it's about leveraging our own neurochemistry, like you said, instead of constantly fighting against it.
So here's a final thought for you, our listener. Considering the powerful role of things like small wins and novelty as deliberate dopamine triggers, how might you intentionally sprinkle more of those into your upcoming week?
Good question.
Whether it's in your learning, your job, even your personal routine, how could you engineer a few more of those little motivational boosts for yourself?
Something to think about.
Definitely. We encourage you to keep exploring how these ideas, these interconnected parts, might impact how you approach your own goals and tasks every day.